A very good morning to all the students of class 12th and welcome back to the online classes here. And students, we had started the revision, and in the last video we were discussing about the new centers of the power, and basically we were discussing about the new updated topics which have been revised in your new syllabus given by the CBSE. So we had discussed about BRICS in detail and Russia, which are the two new topics, as we call them, new centers of power, which were like a challenge to the US hegemony in the current scenario of the world at the global level. Next important topic which we are going to study in this particular chapter, that is the new centers of the power. As I told you previously, the name of the chapter was alternative centers of power, but now its name is new centers of power, as your syllabus has been updated currently with the current scenario of the global politics. So accordingly we had studied about BRICS, and then we read about Russia. About Russia you already know, since we had studied about Cold War and USSR, so you are very much familiar with Russia. Now the important topic for the day is about India. So this is a proud moment also, you can say, for you all, that we are studying new centers of power, and in that, amongst so many countries and around the world, India is one of the new centers of the power. So what are the reasons for it? That after independence we were struggling, and with proper planned development, today we have reached a stage where we are studying about India as a new center of power. So it is amazing job by India, I would say. So this is here you also have to understand about which India we are studying here. We are studying about the India that is emerging in the 21st century, that is after the 2000 or after the late 1990s. So after 2000 year 2000 till 2020, that is, we can say, for the 20 years. So among these between these 20 years, how India has shown so much progress in various sectors, that it is like a challenge to US hegemony, or we can say it is a new center of power at the global level. So we'll try and understand these facts. So from the very starting you will have to remember that we are talking about India, that is India of 21st century, that is after 2000. The 21st century India is being seen as an important emerging global power. So in the world arena, India is being seen as an important emerging global power. And the reasons: the world is experiencing the power and the rise of India. World can experience, they can feel the rise and importance and powers of India in the various sectors, not only about a particular sector, like I'm talking only about agriculture, or I'm talking only about the infrastructure, or I'm talking only about the technology, only about the military, or only about the industrialization. So it is a multi-dimensional, this is a very good word used here. If we are talking about or experiencing the power or the rise of India at the global level, it is multi-dimensional. It is not a single dimension, that only we are talking about a single dimension. No, it is multi-dimension, which means we are talking about the power of India in terms of it has shown improvement in the field of agriculture, in the food production, in the industrialization, in the infrastructure, and the military developments, science and technology. So at every sphere, at every sector, India has shown some emerging powers. Okay, that is why it's written here: the economic, cultural, strategic position of country with a population more than 135 crores is very strong. So the population of India, that is 135 crores, this is a most important factor, and the power of India, which makes it a new emerging power, or the new center of power, where the countries worldwide feel the rise and power of India. So here the population has been playing a very important role. So the economic, cultural, strategic position of country with the population, so all these factors together conclude and make our country a rising power at the global level. Okay, in terms of economy, as we know, we have a very rich culture. There is a lot of diversity in the culture, in terms of state, in terms of community. Within the state there is a lot of diversity in terms of culture, and we have a rich culture which we want to preserve it. So this culture also puts a very positive impact on India's economic growth. Okay, so these are some of the important factors. Now moving forward, from an economic perspective, targeting the goal. Okay, so as I told you, India has shown its power and its rise and its emerging power multidimensional. But if I talk only about economic perspective, so India has targeted the goal of $5 trillion economy. This is the goal and aim which India has to achieve, that they have to achieve the $5 trillion economy, and they have to create a competitive huge market, a very big market where there will be a lot of competition. Okay, but it will not only be based on the multinational companies. Here we want that there should be Indian companies who should be equally competitive with the outside world. An ancient inclusive culture, this is the important word here, an ancient inclusive culture with, as we know, we have a very strong culture, rich culture, which has been which we have been following since ages, since decades. Okay, so our forefathers have been following it and we are following it. So we can say here the culture is playing a very important role in the growth of our economy, with many other important factors. With this, another important point is around 2 million people of Indian diaspora spreading across the globe impart distinct meaning and salience to India as a new center of power in the 21st century. If you go, for example, you can see about your neighbors, your friends, your relative, there is someone or the other who is in the some part of the country working, job, into some business, into some we can say tourism. So in every country worldwide you will see the people of India. So there are around 200 million people who are living out abroad in the various parts of our world. So this is also one of the impact or the important factor which shows that India is having a very important influence on the outside world in the 21st century, especially from the strategic perspective. The military of India, if you talk about the military and defense of India, it is self-sufficient. We are not dependent on anyone. We are sovereign country. Our military is self-sufficient. They have all the technologies. We have all the equipments, arms. We are a nuclear. We have a nuclear technology. We are called a nuclear state as we have nuclear powers. So our military is self-sufficient, which is very important from the point of view of the security of the country. Okay, so this also puts a very good impact on the our country as a new center of power. As in terms of economy only, we cannot say that a country is a new center of power. It has to be multidimensional, which India has proved it. In the recent times, in the recent development activities or the policies and schemes, you must have seen of the Modi government this scheme Make in India. By its name you can understood Make in India means all the, we had lot of productions and lot of imports which the products we used to import from the other countries. But now our country and the government wants that everything which is possible to be produced in India at the local markets, or we can give opportunities to the local industries. So all the production should be done within India. So that is why this scheme like Make in India scheme in technology and science, especially in the field of science and technology, we had decided that we are going to make productions within India in another milestone of the Indian economy. That is why there has been a growth and a good jump in the economy of India through this scheme of Make in India in the field of science and technology. So all these changes are making India an important centers of power in the world present. So all the sector factors we have studied till now, all these factors are playing a very important role in putting India where we are studying about India as a new centers of power, as the most emerging power, which can challenge the superiority and dominance of US in the world arena. So there are can be many other factors, but according to the CBSC PDF, I will consist myself to this particular data, and you can also add some more data in which through which you can explain that India has been the emerging power recently in the 21st century. With this, we come to the end of this topic, India as a new center of power, and there is a last new topic which has been updated in your syllabus, that is Israel. This is a very small country in the West Asia and very close to the borders with South Africa, Syria, and this is living in a place where there is a lot of imbalance and the politics. There is a burning politics in the West Asia, especially in the Arab world. There is a Muslim dominant countries, but this is a small country, like we have a state like Kerala. In the same way, this small state, how can you think that such a small state or country can be a new center of power or emerging power which can challenge the US hegemony? So let us see what are the important factors which led to Israel as a new center of power in the current global scenario. So first of all, I will show you one map so that it would be clear to you that where is the location of Israel. I hope you can see this. Israel, this is India, and this is Africa continent. On the border and very close to Africa and West Asia is Israel situated. Okay, you can see from here. Okay, this is the zoomed out map of Israel. It is very close to the border with Egypt. This is South Africa border, Jordan, Syria, and this yellow part we call it Israel. Okay, so we are studying about this small nation. Okay, so see the first point. Israel has emerged as one of the most powerful nations in the 21st century. Again, talking of the 21st century. So, like India, it is also one of the most powerful. But it is Israel has emerged as one of the most powerful nation in the 21st century world in terms of science and technology. But if I talk only about science and technology, defense, intelligence, this is one of the most powerful emerging nation. Like defense intelligence bureau, you can see like in India we have intelligence bureau or raw. In the same way, this is related to the security of a nation, so this is called intelligence body of Israel. So we have a very strong intelligence body of Israel. Defense military is very strong. As why it is strong? Because of science and technology, as they are advanced in science and technology, and this technology is used in the equipments of defense and military also. Okay, situated in the middle of burning politics of West Asia. I have shown you the map just now. So it is situated in the burning politics. We have read in the Arab Spring. What was the reason for the Arab Spring? It was a protest against the Arab dominated Muslim countries, where people were not getting the basic rights, right to speech, right to show their expression, democracy, right to vote, participation in the government. So all those things were missing. So they had a protest so that they can have a capitalist world or the democratic countries. So in the same way, in between those countries, we have situated this country Israel. That is why it is written burning politics of West Asia countries. Israel has reached to the new heights of global political standing. Apart from that, although there is a burning politics or a lot of disturbance and imbalance in the Western Asian region, but still Israel has managed to become and achieve good heights in the global political standing by virtue of its indomitable defense powers. It has increased its defense power, technological innovations. We have already discussed about discoveries and inventions, industrialization, and agricultural development. These are some of the sectors where Israel has shown a great improvement. Although they are having so much of unrest in the areas nearby it, as it is situated in the Western Asian part. Sustaining against adversity in the principles with which a small Jewish nation. This is a very small nation with this Jewish nation. Most of the population is Jewish. Previously, it used to be a country which was called Palestine, but this is not in your syllabus. But you must know this country currently we call it Israel. It was previously was a country of known as Palestine people, and this was annexed by Israel slowly. And now there are also people living who are Muslims, also people who are Jewish, and also some people are Palestine. But most of the population, majority is Jewish here now. Israel is placed in the contemporary global politics in general. If we talk about the location of Israel in contemporary global politics, it is general, and Arab dominated West Asian politics is particular. So this is all about Israel. So I hope you must have understood it, and we have revised it completely now. In the next video, I shall be taking about China as the emerging economy and also a challenge for the US hegemony. Okay, till then, thank you.